that, we're either freezing to death or, a friend of ours died. Freezing to death
Whose
or
name
Dick.
was Richard. You're on Pride 48. Dick has a whole different meaning.
And I'm also on Twitch. You know what? I don't give a shit.
It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did you have to put it that way? I knew exactly what you were saying, but I was like, you do realize if somebody comes is in the chat room, which I'm not in. It's like,
Meh.
dude,
Meh.
uh-huh, easy for you to say.
All of the meh
Richard.
on my part.
I was talking about Richard.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So opening up this happy little show. Um, a longtime friend of me and Raven Grendel here. Richard.
Well, let's be honest, more of you than me because I
Yeah.
think the only time I really interacted with him, and I'm putting that in quotes because I really didn't ever interact with him, was the 2009 haunted house. I never really saw him other than that. I mean, I was the secretary on the board, but let's be honest, that was the lame duck board. Nothing ever happened. So it wasn't like I knew anybody on there. I just showed up and tried to pretend there were actually notes to take when nothing was being done. So,
Things you should not admit in life. Dot dot dot. Question mark. This whole fucking sentence. Um.
hey, anybody who was around the theater at that time would say the exact same thing if they were on that board. I would have put so many holes in the wall if I had been banging my head against the wall when I got back. It's like, why?
So would that make you a headbanger?
Considering I knocked my dad out when I was 3, headbanging him, yes.
Phrasing. Phrasing. Phrasing.
Says the man who openly says dick with no other reference to it.
Hey, we're talking about Richard here. I mean, we all love Dick. We all love Dick.
Uh,
Um,
you are, you are fucked in the head. 447
I
minutes.
I'm not fucked in the head. I'm just being very pointed about, we heart Dick.
So,
I even put that on his Facebook page multiple times over the years. Um, but no, well, yeah, and it is true. Richard was far. I knew Richard longer than you did. I got
yes.
to hang out with him more. Got to talk and this and that. Da da da. Got to deal with some of the occasional zany shenanigans he would pull, and it really was sad. It was really sad actually to find out he died yesterday.
How old was he?
Old enough. Old enough.
I was going to say, because I don't think Facebook says his birthday, it just says his birth date.
Yeah. I mean,
But
he snuck in one more birthday, and he unfortunately is unfortunately leaving his wife behind, which was really sad. Especially since she's in the hospital with pneumonia and whatnot, and that sucks. That sucks a lot.
yeah.
Um, like if anything, that right there is just the worst. Just like, oh my god, that that sucks a lot. Um, but yeah, no, I see when I first started working at the theater in what was it, 2000? I want to say 4. Yeah, 2004. Oh god, 2004. Holy crap. Um,
Yeah.
my old bones are feeling it again. Oh. Um,
He doesn't even know what's ahead of him, and he's complaining.
shut up.
It's going to be so fun to see you hit my age.
Shut up. I've had a hard life. Um,
Not saying you don't, but it still makes it funny knowing that it's not getting any better.
no, no. It's all downhill from here. Um,
I don't think it was ever uphill for you.
no, no, it was uphill. It was uphill.
Okay, ever since I've known you, I've never seen an uphill. I've just seen you kind of coasting on the bottom there.
No, no, no. There was an uphill, and then I plateaued. I'm still at the plateau. I've just hit a hell of a dip in the road. It's kind of like a Chinese sinkhole. Yeah, you just disappear suddenly, and then you try to climb your way out, going, "Oh God, why?" Um,
That should be your catchphrase, actually.
what? Oh God, why?
Yes,
Uh, yeah,
that's your catchphrase.
I use that so often. Oh God, why?
Oh, I like your Twitter icon.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like I said, I'm trying to be a little more professional. But you've distracted me off of Dick, and I got to get back to Dick and talking about Dick.
Yeah, you gotta get back on Dick. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to get back on Dick. He is dearly departed. Dearly departed Dick.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is bad.
You're not the one who's streaming this on Twitch, alright? Get over yourself.
You're the one saying it. I'm not saying it. You're the one streaming on Twitch. Yes, you're also the one making the joke to begin with.
Very true. Very true.
Oh, wow.
But no, God, that was that was 2004. That was a long time ago. Yeah.
I will say this. I loved watching Dick in the 2009 Haunted House when he was in the electric chair. Him and it's the sound guy. I don't know what his name is. If you are on...
Dr. Quackenhofer? Dr. Quackenhofer. It was Dr. Quackenhofer, yeah.
I have no clue who the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, Jesus, fuck, man, come on. I knew I hung out around that theater too long.
Yes, you did. The guy who... you've been to Christina's page today, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You saw the picture with Dick on there.
Yeah.
The guy with the glasses on the other side. I don't know his name. Yeah. He did the crickets for True West.
Yeah. Dr. Quackenhofer.
I did not know that was his name.
That's not actually his name. I can't remember his real name. Because...
Like he and Dick were swapping places on the electric chair.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That's one thing I really loved, the way I got into theater with that, but I also really, really regret not just saying fuck you all and on break running through it myself. Because the only reason I saw them was because I happened to be walking through when they were testing it.
Yeah.
So, and I think one time I was walking, and Quackenhofer was electrocuting. I know that much.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to figure out who was in the chair, but once you heard Dick's voice, you knew who it was.
Yeah. And the privilege of age is he got to get away. He got away with having the nice, easy part of the haunt. He was sitting down in a chair, faking being electrocuted.
Sitting down or standing up and pulling the lever. Yeah, he never moved.
Yeah, he got the really easy parts because age has that kind of benefit of you don't need to do as much. You don't need
to either. He was really good with not being around the bush.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be big and fancy and whatnot. He knew exactly what it would take to pull something off.
Oh, yeah.
Again, benefit of aging. He knew he didn't have to work hard to get the same effect as other people. So.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Yeah, no, so, this, for all the long years I knew Richard, and for all the shenanigans and whatnot, you know what, honestly, I am going to miss him. I am honestly going to miss him.
I wish, and I know nobody in Wenatchee listens to this, I wish that, like I said before, I had the honor of serving as the board member when we had no theater. So there really was no. That's why we were a lame duck board. We had nothing we could do because we had nowhere we could do it. And so I wish I could have been on there when they had something, because I have a feeling like there were. I'm not going to go into who's on the board because I only remember two people. I think it would have been much. I would have loved to have seen how he took his creative mindset to being on the board and getting projects and getting funding and all that. There just wasn't any way to do it. So,
yeah,
I wish I would have been there when he actually had things to work with. I would have liked to have actually learned more from that than I did. It was still nice. There were still nice people involved, but
yeah. Oh, yeah, very much so. And, yeah, so, Richard Garrecht, it was a pleasure, it was an honor, and thank you, sir.
Yes, it was. For the little I knew him, it was always enjoyable.
Yeah. Now that we got the sad, depressing shit out of the way, what the fuck have we been doing with our lives for the last, 6-7 years of podcasts?
Basically this. Talking about random shit and trying to fake our way through. See, yeah, we actually know what we're doing. Yeah, this is a show.
I swear we know what we're doing. I swear. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Ignore the technical. How many? Oh, you know what? I remember at one point we had a rolling tally of how many technical failures we had per show. What was the record? We got? The record we got for trying to progress through a 2-hour show way back on when we were on, what was it? Not Jack. It was before Jackalope Radio. Before Reaps. God, what was that first station? It was that one that you were had a hard on for. It was that. It was the British one, not the furry.
Pulse Radio.
Pulse Radio. Thank you. Yes. Pulse Radio. When you were still doing Rendell's Ravings on Pulse Radio, we started up Finite.
I had you on as a guest, yeah.
And then I came in as a guest, and then we broke off, did Finite Exposure, and then we were running Rendell's Ravings and Finite Exposure, and then we brought in Pasta at some point. Pasta came in as a guest on Rendell's Ravings.
Pasta was supposed to be the original part of the Trinity. We had talked to him because we were still in theater at the time.
Yeah, God.
And we had asked him if he wanted to be on. And actually, for the few shows he was on, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was on for a good, month or two of...
Then he got distracted by somebody.
Let's be honest, he got distracted by tits.
And I sure as hell can't blame him because she has always been a good-looking woman. So there's no way I will ever fault him for that one.
She looked better with blonde hair, even if it was a wig.
I never saw her with blonde hair, did I?
Yeah, that was when you and me were in the booth, and I'm like, hey, who's that hot blonde down there? And you're like, hey, she's not bad. And then we both realized it was the same person, just with a blonde wig on. It's like,
oh, you're asking me to remember something that happened 7 years ago.
Well,
pictures or it didn't happen. There's a reason why I say that, because if I don't see pictures, I don't remember it happening.
I want to say that was Farndale. Yeah, that was Farndale, if I remember right.
Farndale.
Oh, wow. God, we're going to go old.
That's the only one we worked on. When the next time I worked with her was in Holmes, and she had her normal hair at that point.
Yeah. No. Well, it was a wig. It was a wig that she wore the wig for... God, we're getting old. We're forgetting crap. We're having senior moments left and right. But anyways, yeah, no. So we started on Pulse Radio, and it was you, me, and Pasta. And then I can't remember if we bounced to Jackalope and then to Reapso Radio, or if we bounced to Reapso and then to Jackalope.
I don't think we were on Reapso. I was on Reapso. After Pulse Radio Online, I went to Reapso Radio. I don't think Finite Exposure was ever on it. That's when we were still kind of doing our little thing. You were either on our show or we were just recording Finite Exposure over at your place.
Yeah, those 2-hour-long shows.
The first station we got on was
Jackalope. Yep. And that was a shit show.
It was a shit show only because we didn't know why they had us there. We were just looking. It was Monday nights, which is not a good night for podcasting.
Well, it was Monday nights. We're kind of vulgar, and it was actually a radio show, and we would go for 2 hours and not watch
They
our.
told us to go for 2 hours, but yeah, the thing was, it was like, you are a paranormal radio station. That is your thing.
Yeah.
Why are you putting us on in the evening? Put us on at like 2 p.m. and just do like radio tests with us.
Yeah. Well.
Why are you putting us on at a time like this? Because we don't fit in with any of those shows.
No. Skip to it about 2 years later. Well, actually, a year later, that they brought in a couple more geek shows, and it's like, oh, I see how it is. We were the test bed. I see how it is, you bastards. No, I don't hate the people at Jackalope Radio. There is a lot of salt I will throw around, however, for various things. From moving us around to screwing with our show, changing passcodes, not communicating, having their heads so far up their asses they can taste last week's lunch, being beggars every so often, thinking they are God Almighty. I've actually got a laundry list of things that I have salt for. And given it is winter, I'm just defrosting some of that right now. Just throwing the salt out, defrosting the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
But at first, actually, we didn't have, for like that first 6-7 months, we didn't really have issues that weren't involving them. That was more technical issues on our end. Because oh god. I remember that crappy little microphones, that soundboard, you know what, that soundboard for all the crap it gave us, that soundboard is still a champion. I have it in storage.
And it's small. I mean, there are notepads bigger than this thing.
There are tablets bigger than that thing, okay? Hell,
come on, there are cell phones bigger than that thing.
Yeah, my cell phone is about half the size of that soundboard. It was so adorable, too.
It's like a little 2x4 inch.
It was bigger than that. It was a good 4x4.
Okay.
Got to get that 16 square inches. Give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think it probably would have been a lot better if they had put us on earlier. Have us be like the show that kicks off before the evening. Because I think we really threw Mondays into a tailspin because we didn't have. I think we were after somebody too.
We were after quite a. We were after.
Yeah, we were like a middle block, which made even less sense.
Yeah, we were middle block for what would be the Wichita area. Well, for the what was it, Kansas? Yeah, Kansas area. So that would have been, 5 o'clock hour listening to our shenanigans. Yeah, right. That's a good idea. Ugh. That's a real brilliant idea right up there. I tell you what. Oh, Lord. Then, I know, and right about that time is when we started coming in contact with, you knew Reap from other things, and I started popping up on Reap's...
Reap was on Pulse Radio.
Yeah. And
when I was.
And I know I made a few varied appearances on Reapso Radio over that time. Mainly because I was
actually, what was it? I was on, he started up a show last year that I was on. as it was an angry atheist, and he had me on as the angry agnostic. So, and I still left because I don't think Ramble Redhead yet has released the interview he did with me. But there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
You don't ask me a question and expect a 2-minute answer. I will take your 1 hour. What was it? Jay from the FBC had me on the brain stew.
Oh God.
Supposed to be like a little 20-minute thing, and it took us 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of like my rare appearance. Well, yeah, they were kind of rare and few and far between. But I appeared on Reapsa Radio when he was doing. He was essentially verbally debating on a Christian radio show, which tells you where that went real fast. And I'm just like, hi, I'm the polytheist. How are you doing, bitches? It was bad. It was bad. They didn't know exactly how to deal with me because I would side on Reap with some things, and I'd sit there and go with the Christian. Well, actually, I really wouldn't side with the Christians because they were all fucking fundamentalist nut jobs. But I'd reach over and I would, go, well, there is a little bit of an interesting point here, but on the other hand, science says this. But over here, you've got this, unified thought, and oh god, I pissed off everyone. It was fun. Anyways, and then we kind of after our break with Jackalope and whatnot, we kind of went rogue. Well, we were rogue for a while, doing Podomatic and a few other things here and there, and sort of like this.
Well, yeah, the way that we got into Pride 48 was because I listened to Greens from Nowhere, and they were like, yeah, we're on this Pride 48, and they're looking for Christmas episodes, and we're like, sure.
Jingle balls, jingle balls. Anyways, I couldn't help myself.
I don't think you helped yourself that year either.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty certain you didn't help yourself that year either.
I can't really help myself any year. I kind of go where the flow takes me, and right now the flow's taking me down shit creek, but that's okay.
I was going to say, is it a heavy flow or a light flow?
It's not anti-flow, thank you. Yes, I made that joke. If you are truly a nerd, you get the anti-flow joke.
No, I don't.
Yeah. I need to pull your nerd credentials someday.
5x5 beat you to that like a year ago.
Damn it! And I can't take your man
card. Actually, I've just transferred my nerd card to my mom.
Oh my!
So, oh no, she's the one who told me to get into The Flash, and she's been watching Westworld and stuff. She's watched Jessica Jones and all that. I still haven't seen that. It's like, oh, cool. Well, if I need to know anything, I'll just come over and talk to you then.
Yeah, I need to catch up on the Westworld. I'm kind of bad about that. But before we get around to all that fun stuff, what we normally talk about when we do one of these shows, geeky and things like that. Let's see here. During our In the Wild period, 2 years of being out in the wild, did us wonders, kind of. We did a lot of weird things in that 2-year period of being out in the wild.
Would you refresh my memory, because I don't know it?
Well, for one thing, we actually cut down from a 2-hour show to a 1-hour show. Thank God.
Yeah, that needed to happen.
That needed to happen badly. Holy crap. We, finding 2 hours, and the 2-hour shows, I will say this about the 2-hour shows. I spent more time doing research and finding things to talk about than I have since we went to the 1-hour format.
Well, let's be honest, the 1-hour format rarely works.
Yeah, you say it rarely works. I sit there and say, we can make it work, just gotta pull our heads out of our asses. That's where the trick comes in, pulling our heads out of our asses, sir. You idiot!
My back is in too bad a shape. I can't move.
So
Plus, it's too comfy sitting here.
So you are comfortable having your cheeks and basically swallowing your whole head. I'm pretty sure there's drop down on Fur Affinity for that shit.
Oh, I know there's a drop down on that. If there isn't, all somebody needs to do is hear this, and there will be one.
Yeah, and
Maybe a drop down on E621 for that too.
There's probably a drop down on Reddit for that. Actually, I'm sure there's a drop down on Reddit for that, and I'm sure there's a drop down on 4chan for it too. God help us all. Yeah, but the wild years and a lot, and I've got to go back and I've got to go to Podomatic, and I've got to get, and I know you have a lot of copies of these, and I've got to get onto the old website and pull all this stuff down and make copies of it and then put it online, like on my YouTube page. That way it's at least archived somewhere that's going to be stable for a while. And that's kind of where we've gotten to is, finite exposure. I've been trying to figure out how to do this, and there's a lot of geek material, but during the winter it's kind of like, work. It's rare and far between.
Yeah.
And I know during always during November, burp, real show now. November to January is always kind of a slow period for us. Always, because we're either working, or there's not a lot of news, or there's not a lot of things going on in general. And it's always been kind of, I always hate the winter. Always hate the winter. That's why these get spaced and, plucked out far in between each other.
Yeah. Once the weather gets better, we seem to have no problem doing shows, oddly enough.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's not just an issue with us. It's an issue with, I've seen it with a lot of other shows. Mike B and Laura doing Don't Get Your Hopes Up. Now,
right.
I follow Mike B on Patreon. I have a sub to Lore. I hang out in their chats and, dick around and this and that. And with Don't Get Your Hopes Up, I was kind of laughing maniacally because I'm like, well, there's this to talk about, and there's this to talk about, and there's this to talk about. And just glazed over all of it. I get part of it's because they were coming off the holiday season. Lore just gotten back from England, and Mike B was just getting back from traveling all over the countryside.
Yeah, they've this last year has really been a busy time for both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Because this time last year, Mike was still employed by ZAM.
Yeah.
So,
and
he's now pretty much fully on Patreon right now. And he's doing good with it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, he's making a hell of a lot more money than we are a month, fucker. What?
Oh, shit. We're too damn lazy to do stuff like that, though. That's the problem.
Well,
people...
Hey, I'm working on that, thank you. I'm working on stuff.
Well, at least one of us is. I can't be asked to. Just
because I run into, brain farts in the middle of recording something and go, well, what the fuck am I supposed to say now? And that's been... Oh, my Firefox crashed. Cool. And that's been a big issue I've run...
still using Firefox?
Because Chrome is the devil. Chrome is the devil. It's not as bad as, say, what's the word I'm looking for? Internet Explorer?
Oh, you mean Microsoft Edge?
Whatever the hell it's called now, yeah.
Yeah, it's called Microsoft Edge.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. Edge. Sounds like they're trying to be edgy.
I could see that one coming, and I didn't even bother to stop it.
You didn't even want to dodge it. That's fine. That's.
No, I'm just letting you dig your own hole.
Hey, I'm good at digging holes, thank you. I'm no Simone the Digger, but hey, and there's your Gurren Lagann reference, kids. Have fun, take it, run. Um, and that joke went so far over your head, it was doing Mach 5.
Oh, it actually broke orbit.
I always love it when I do that. It's like, I throw out these great geeky references and doesn't get a single one of them.
You throw out great geeky references for people who are almost 20 years younger than me.
Hey, well, no, that's not true. That's not true, because I know people your age who get my references. It just shows you are a horrible, horrible shut-in.
And it shows that they have kids and have to deal with that shit.
Well, potato.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Just because they have kids does. Okay, I sit here and as I've gotten older, I sit here and go, well, because of this and that, I don't keep up on certain pop culture references. I mean, it took me a year to realize that bronies existed. Oh God, bronies. I can be accepting of furries. I can be accepting of a lot of things. Hikikomori. I can otaku. I can even understand Japanese blackface. I can get on board. I can get on board and understand furries, even though they're still fucking weird, and they even admit they're weird. So congratulations.
Well, yeah, they take pride in it.
Gamers, I mean, all this. But when it comes to bronies, I hit this brick wall. And I go...
Actually, the one thing I've heard about bronies, I think it might have been Kage who said it. The only difference between furries and bronies is the fact that bronies are dependent on somebody else to make their content.
Yeah.
Furries, everything about them is self-created. When you look at a brony, there's always an influence from My Little Pony.
Yeah.
That's what bronies are known for. I mean, technically, brony, if My Little Pony ever went away, could just be the equine version of the fandom. So,
I'm not going to touch it. I'm just not going to touch it. You know why I'm not going to touch it? Because, like I said, I run into a brick wall when it comes to bronies. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I think part of why I have issues with bronies over the years is because they aren't furries. They aren't, otaku. They're a strange blending that went into a 4chan territory of the internet, and they just haven't brought themselves fully out of it yet.
Well, you could say the same about a lot of things if we're being honest.
Well, yeah, very true, very true. Can't even deny that shit. Yeah, can't really deny it. It's yeah. I mean, all I have to do is sit there and go, hey, who's a fan of High School DxD? And you will find every pervert in a room. Or, what's another good one? Hey, have you ever heard of yeah. I always hate pronouncing this one because it's a fucking weird word. Yurtsukadochi, Legend of the Overfiend, and you will find the real perverts in the room. And go, you're done.
Actually, what I would love to do, of course, I know I'd be buying my bus ticket to hell if I ever did this.
What are you talking about? You've already got your ticket. I'm driving. That's why we're going to hell.
This would get it ratified. Go into a mega church and ask who's seen Bible Black. Some hands would have to go up. How many fuckers have gone into Pornhub and typed in Bible just to see what it's like?
I remember back in the day when you didn't have to do that. Go to Pornhub or whatever. You just have to type in Bible Black and go, wow. By the way,
I'm gonna test something here. You keep talking.
By the way, back in the day, the brief stint I did in church, that tells
or down.
that tells you the devotion I had to that gal. Is I went to church. And if someone had asked me if I had seen Bible Black by that point in my life, my hand would have had to gone up.
Well, on Tube Galore, which is a porn spider, 667 hits for Bible. Just the word Bible.
That's a special kind of evil there. Bless your heart.
There's a lot more Bible Black on here than I thought there was.
Okay, quit looking. Pull back.
I've been watching.
Disengage. Abort. Why in the name of great Lord Cthulhu's tentacled appendage will you not abort?
Because I'm just kind of curious how many are anime and how many are action.
Abort. We are live. Abort.
There isn't even one person listening to us.
I've got one viewer. Shut up. Shut your whore mouth. I've got one viewer.
This coming from the guy who was talking about how much he loved Dick about a half hour ago.
Hey, you know what? We all loved Richard, thank you.
Oh, now he uses his real name, uh-huh.
Well, of course. I have to open up with a bad joke, and then I have to go in with the good joke.
You were beating off the bad joke for 10 minutes straight.
No, I was beating off the bad joke for about 5. The other 5 was actually, commiserating Richard's passing. Anywho. So, we got kind of off the rails here. I was going to make some more jokes about, how we went to Pride 48 and we've made a whole lot more dick and dildo jokes over the years, but we don't need to establish that since we went into the Bible Black territory. You weird.
Yeah,
fucker.
we just did that.
Yeah.
If you want what our past is like, see more of that. And I just pointed, and there's nobody here to see it. I'm not on video.
Oh, I know. Thank God. I thought about for half a second, like, we could do video for this show, and then I decided, no, I'm crazy. I'm not stupid.
No, I used to stream us on First Stream. Sometime I would like to. We haven't done a Skype video cast in a long time, but that's because our computers were shit. It'd be kind of neat to see if we could pull that off.
Well, we could probably do better now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly excited by that prospect, to be honest and truthful. Luckily, I'm glad I've got OBS set up so I can preview what I look like right now since I've got all my lamps up and running again, and I look like shit.
So do I.
Wow, I actually... Okay, this tells you how often I look in the mirror when I go take a shower. I've got a straight-on beard going. Wow. I probably ought to shave this. I'm looking a little hobo-ish. Not hobo with a shotgun, because I'm not that cool. Bless you, Rutger Hauer. Bless you.
I haven't seen that yet.
How have you not seen Hobo with a Shotgun? That movie came out. That movie came out while we have been doing these shows the last 6-7 years. I have done articles about Hobo with a Shotgun. I have talked about it. I have praised it. I have almost all but done naughty things in the name of Hobo with a Shotgun, and you still haven't seen it. What the hell is wrong with you, man? And nothing. He's quiet.
It's too long of a list.
Well, okay, yeah, true. All right, I will give you that one. And I also know why I don't use a lot of video. My arms do not match the rest of my body in high definition. I've got, like, gangly, arms on this stout little body. It's like, damn it. I know why I don't do video. Fuck. What? Hey, I recognize my faults, thank you, and I run with them. Run them into the ground.
Well, that's
woohoo!
half of our. That's pretty much all of our shtick.
Yeah, like a cowboy on a nuclear missile, I run them into the ground.
Are you Slim Pickens now?
Some days I do feel like Slim Pickens. And other days I feel like Doctor Strangelove.
Mm.
Okay, there we go. I put the beanie back on. I feel better. Mainly because my head's not being squeezed anymore. Thank God.
Yeah,
Well, and
I
well,
need
and
some
and
better type of beanie because that hat I was wearing is very itchy.
mm, well, and
So
that's another thing.
my head is better, but then it itches.
Well, that's another thing from like the very first episode of Finite Exposure to now. We have gone through a massive technological upgrade.
Oh,
Oh
well,
my!
you certainly have.
I have, but we both have in many ways. As we've got better internet
I've got
connection.
I've got a better computer. There's still a lot of shit I can't do,
Yeah,
but
but we've gone through a lot of upgrades. I mean, when I was making the joke about the shitty mics and the soundboard, to we've got I've got a gaming tower, a Blue Yeti. I've got multiple monitors. I mean, we've got good internet. So I mean, we've gone through a lot. We've changed a lot, and we've made progress. Even when we fall down the hill, roll off into the lake a couple times, we've made progress, and we've gotten better, and we've gotten better tools and the better technology. And it's like the show art for today. You know what? 10 minutes, I kind of whipped that together, and it's actually not that bad looking if you pop in the stream and look at it, dickweed.
send it over to me because you just mentioned show art and the podcast link doesn't have any.
Uh-oh. That's bad.
I
Okay.
never have show art. What the hell kind of show art would I have for this?
I wonder if I can actually upload it via the Discord. Um, it would be under the finite exposure file. I mean, yeah, there we go.
If it's a picture, you should be able to.
Yep. There you go. It's in the Discord. But yeah, no, we've gotten now it's just about finding the fan base and reestablishing ourselves and finding what we want to do after 7 years, because that's kind of the joke, is what are we doing with our lives? Well, I've done a lot of things. I've done a few things. I've seen a lot of shit. You've moved across the country. We are vastly different people than where we were 7 years ago.
That is a huge fucking picture.
Well, yeah, I do a 1920 by 1080. That way it looks.
Okay, could you be kind to everybody's browser and make that half the size? If I put that onto our blog, it'll have.
It should
That
actually.
is huge.
It should actually scale down. If you put it up.
Okay.
But that's what I whipped together in 5-10 minutes. Now, if only I actually had a Wacom art tablet, I could make better art.
There we go.
But for throwing it together in 5-10 minutes, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's very
Well, see, that's the other thing. I don't care enough to put work into that stuff. It's like, okay, if you're listening to me, you know me. You know I'm not going to have 18 hours worth of work on this file. Once I'm done talking, I slap on an ID3 tag and I post it.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And that's always been kind of the odd kind of parallels between us. Is I'm motivated to do stuff. I have to find the motivation.
Attachment display settings. That's nice.
And then you want to do stuff, and then you want to do stuff, but you don't want to do any more work once it's done. You don't want to do all the detail work.
I just don't have the attention span to focus on details that much.
Yeah.
That's why when we started, yes, we did have editing because he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't focus that much. So the most I could do was when I had static issues, I would open up Cool Edit and look for the spikes.
Yeah.
And just copy those out. I can do that, but it's like, no, I can't get into the levelating and all that shit.
The EQ.
Turn up your fucking volume if you can't hear us. That's fine.
I thought you were actually telling me to turn up my mic for a minute. I'm like, what? It should be loud enough, damn it.
No, you're fine.
Well, I saw you pop into the stream. I'm like, what? You know,
No,
I panicked I had a minor panic.
I didn't realize that you had posted a few things to Discord, so I clicked on the wrong link.
Ah, I see. Oh, we have 3 viewers. Hello, viewers, besides me, myself, and, you know, Rendell here.
It'll be 2 fairly shortly because I just closed the link because I don't want the streaming and everything to affect the recording.
C'est la vie. Well, that's why I've got, you know, my copy of the show. I made sure to hit the record button when I started today, thank you. So it's recording and it's streaming. I'm doing a 2-for-1. Yay!
It's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, I've got, well, and since I've got a lot more free time now, at least for a bit, till I find another job, I'm gonna try to, you know, I'm trying to do the streamer bit, you know, YouTube creator, you know, this and that. I emailed a company that's putting out a iOS, not an iOS, but a game for a phone last night. I was like, hey, you know, can I get like a beta key? They got back to me today, like, oh, well, we're gonna put the game out for free, but when we get ready to launch, we'll send you, you know, a direct link so you can be like one of the first people to play it. You know, thanks for actually asking and this and that. It's like, and have fun trying to do the streamer YouTube thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, they got back to me. I literally sent that email out at like 2 in the morning last night.
Nice.
Yeah, so they got back to me kind of fast, which is nice. Not having to play the, well, are they going to get back to me thing. So I'm gonna send out some more, you know, more inquiries. That's the word I'm looking for. Inquiries. Haha. And to see what I can, you know, see what pops up, because it could be fun and nice. And hopefully after, like, tomorrow, I might have a little bit of money to be able to hop around from WoW to Final Fantasy 14.
Let me know if you want to do that, because I will start up my subscription again.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just balancing the budget. I'm doing what the American economy can't do. Ooh. Did I make that joke out loud again? Shit.
Considering in the next 10 years we'll go from 19 trillion to 29.
Yeah, let's not bring politics into this. I mean, the most politicking I want to do right now is kind of poking fun of at Xbox Studios for shutting down, what was it, Scalebound? Yeah. Which looked like a really good game. And I'm really
Never heard of it.
It was, well, you can't find anything on it anymore now. The moment they canceled it, they took down all the videos, they took down so much stuff about it, just like within hours. It's like it never existed. But we saw it.
That's the problem with the internet, is things like that used to happen and nobody, but maybe a couple of real fanboys would notice. Now everybody can see it and they can strip it all they want. You go back to the Wayback Machine, you can still see it all.
Uh-huh. Just gotta dig hard enough. Ugh, God. Can we get over Meryl Streep making fun of Donald Trump and Donald Trump being a petulant child at this point, please? That's what that's what my Twitter feed keeps blowing up about.
I think, honestly, and I don't know how we do it, but if we don't have a new show, we need a day at least to talk about the bullshit that will be the next 4 years.
Yeah, that will be a chaotic ravings episode. Oh, God.
We will have to have a politics special. Probably once a week for the first couple of months.
Well, and that's the other thing. I mean, Chaotic Ravings kind of spun off from Finite Exposure, which was a spin-off of Rendell's Ravings. I love how we keep having spin-offs. And Chaotic Ravings is our more real world dealing with that stuff. And finite exposure is our geeky stuff, and our
And the funny thing is, I've got chaotic thoughts, and you're going to spin off finite exposure again.
yeah.
So you can do it. So we'll have chaotic ravings, and then we'll each have our own show. You'll be using finite exposure, and I'll be using chaotic thoughts. So we're still.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually looking kind of nice. Oh yeah, and I forgot the new Battleborn hero is about to launch today. Again, trying to compete with Blizzard, bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially since 7.1.5 just came out. Now, I will admit, since we're gonna wrap this up here soon, because I mean we're hitting the hour mark here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the Brawlers Guild coming back?
Fuck yes. What I would love to do, and we've thought about doing this before, is having broadcasts
Yeah.
like Lore used to do. I would love to do that.
Oh yeah.
Have both of us, and now we're both Horde, so we can do it.
Yeah.
Have both of us just go to the Brawlers Guild some night and just sit and watch for an hour or so.
Yeah, we actually could probably
Be like the Statler and Waldorf. Just sit there and hop up on a box and just sit and heckle them.
Actually, that might be a great idea to do it today, since it just came out today. So there will be a bunch of people playing it.
That actually would be a good idea.
Well, we know what we're doing when this is closed down for the day. But yeah, no, with the
I need to make some supper quick, but yeah, I'd be game to do that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, everyone's excited about new legendaries and legendary changes and secondary stat alterations and artifact knowledge catch up and profession updates and this and that. And we're so weird. We're excited about like the micro holidays and the Mistwalker's the Mist's time walking, and we're excited about the little stuff, not like the big stuff that is coming up.
When it comes to World of Warcraft, I think it was because I got so busy at work, and I was looking forward to this expansion because initially you and I were going to just go and run. Well, that happened a little bit in August.
And then work caught up to me.
But it didn't happen again until what, a week ago? Not even, like 4 days ago. What were we doing? We were doing the Treasure Goblin.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
That was the first time in like 3 or 4 months we had been able to do anything. So yeah, I would like to. I think we should. I think what we should do, we can try it tonight, but I think what we need to do is, and we can put this on your channel, we need a schedule.
Yeah.
Like once a week we do A, B, or C, and then I can take that schedule and I can post it into like our show notes. I have like, say, just for the throwing out, just to throw it out, like Mondays, 8 to 10 p.m. we do like Brawlers heckling or something. And then maybe Wednesdays we play Smite or we play Heroes or something like that. But just have like an hour, a couple of times a day where we do like chaotic gaming. Just have that, and then we can have you put that on your YouTube.
Yeah.
Where it'll be like a chaotic raving episode. So I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, getting into casting and doing things like that. That would be fun. Anyways, you know what? We've done this for about an hour. It's been actually a nice little fun, just like trip down memory lane and shenanigans, and probably in post production I'll throw something together, like pull clips from previous episodes and throw them in. But as is, that'll be like a behind the scenes bonus finite exposure anniversary episode.
There you go.
Not it won't be part of this episode. Anyways, I think it was actually good fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little over an hour. That's fine.
yeah. Well,
So
about an hour from when I started. Yeah.
I'll close this out, and then I'm gonna make supper, and then I think we need to do some heckling. What do you think?
That sounds like a great idea. I need to make
Okay.
a few phone calls. I need to do a few things, but I will message you back when I'm done with that, and we can start doing some heckling. Because why not?
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well. All right. I hope everyone has a good week, has a good day, and all that stuff. And we miss you, Dick, and I hope you have gone into a better place. Screaming up at
It
us,
can't be much worse than what's about to happen.
screaming up at us to quit being dumbasses. Uh,
Maybe Dick actually looked and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta be out of here before the 21st."
oh, and there's your political commentary for the week. Anyways,
Yes.
I hope everyone has a good week, and we will talk to you later. And actually, we'll be doing broadcasts here in probably about, I want to say, what, an hour or so?
About an hour.
About an hour. We'll come back for some World of Warcraft broadcasts. Even if we have to,
Keep an eye on my Facebook or his Facebook, which are linked.
or our
My
Twitter.
Facebook. Is your Facebook linked?
I think
Or no, the finite exposure
Yeah.
and chaotic ravings pages are linked. So keep an eye on the chaotic ravings page, and we'll post it up there.
And, and Twitter feed and all that fun stuff. I hope everyone has a good week, and we will talk to you later in about an hour, actually. So long.
Catch you
And see, yeah.